Welcome to another video by the Oakwood veterans. This time we are in North Germany. We shall be exploring the Harz narrow gauge railway. The Harz Railway, pronounced in German, is Schmalspurbahnen, or HSB, was formerly the main line of the Harz narrow gauge railways, and runs north to south, right across the Harz Mountains, from Wernigerode to Nordhausen. However, the tourist attraction of the Brocken, the highest mountain in the Harz, is so great that Brocken Railway is effectively the main line today. The Trans-Harz Railway joins up with the Selk Valley Railway to Quedlinburg at Eisfelder Timuna, where all are organized to make good connections. Here we are at Driehannenhoen, this the junction where all three lines are joined. The Trans-Harz Railway was opened in 1897, between Nordhausen to Eifeld. On the 7th of February 1898 it was extended as far as Netzkater, and then on to Bennekenstein in 1898. From the north the section from Wernigerode to Driehannenhoen was completed on June 20, 1898. Finally, the remaining section from Driehannenhoen to Bennekenstein was opened on the 27th of March 1899, along with the line to Brocken.
It's going to go and...
I like this. I think this is nice.
Road's running all right. I've seen two snowplows today.
Miserable experiment because his whole plan has gone to.
Here we see a train leaving Driehannenhoen for Brocken. Listen to the wonderful sound of the train whistle as it enters the junction. Wasn't that a lovely sound? The original operating company was the Nordhausen to Wernigerode Railway Company. After the compulsory acquisition of the inn in 1949, the East German Deutsche Reichsbahn ran the railway until 1993. From 1899 the Trans-Harz Railway crossed another narrow-gauge railway line at Sorg. This other line was operated by the South Harz Railway Company. It ran from Walkenried, via Brunnenboxmühl, and Sorg to Tann. A link line, just for passenger trains, was laid in 1913. In 1945, services between Sorg to Brunnenboxmühl were closed, because this section crossed the inner German border. The section from Sorg to Tann continued to be worked until 1958. The tracks were left on the border bridge until the fall of the Berlin Wall in 1989. At Nordhausen high in the Harz Mountains, during World War II, the German built a vast underground tunnel called Mittelwerk, or in English, Central Works, to develop and produce the Fieseler F-103 flying bombs, which were called the V-1 and eventually V-2 rockets. After the capture of Nordhausen by Allied troops, it's known that 32,000 V-1s were produced by 1945. When the site was overrun by Allied armies, some 5,500 V1s each carry a 1-ton warhead reached Britain. On the night of the 17th and the 18th of August 1943, the Royal Air Force carried out Operation Hydra on the Peenemünde Army Research Center, where the V-2 rockets were being developed. After the Second World War, the entire network fell within the Soviet zone of operation, later known as East Germany. The German Harz Railway Company and the Nordhausen-Wernigerode Eisenbahngesellschaft Railway Company were subordinated to the East German Jewish Reichsbahn on the 1st of April 1949. Due to the lack of finance, while the railway was in East Germany and run by the Deutsche Reichsbahn, was the reason why steam engines still operate on the line. The mainstay of the traction power used on the railway are steam locomotives of various classes. There are 17 steam locomotives built during the 1950s, and a fleet of diesel railcars. The diesel railcars, which operate to a greater or lesser degree on most lines to supplement the steam services for the benefit of the population. Here we see a driver going around his engine with his oil can, while the fireman gives the engine a welcome drink of water. On the 1st of February 1993, the private railway company Harz Railway of HSB for short took over all stock, lines, staff and assets from the Deutsche Reichsbahn, and since then has acted as both the railway operating company and the railway infrastructure company. Shareholders in the HSB are the districts of Harz and Nordhausen and the communes along the railways. These include the town of Quedlinburg, the municipality of Tanian, the Spa Company of Braunlage. The head office is in Wernigerode, where the workshops and the locomotive depot are located. Today the HSB has the longest single network of narrow gauge railway in Germany. It has a total length of 87 miles of track and 44 stations and halts. Here we see an engine in the depot at Wernigerode. The engine is shunting around the depot. It's getting ready to couple to a train it will finally operate later. Here we see a train leaving Wernigerode to the summit of the Brocken. The Brocken, also sometimes referred to as the Blocksberg, is the highest peak in the Harz mountain range. It is also highest northern Germany. It is near the state of Saxony-Anhalt, situated between the rivers of the Weser and the Elbe. Although its elevation is 3,043 feet, it is below alpine dimension. Its microclimate resembles that of about 6,060 feet. The peak above the tree line tends to have snow cover from September to May. Mist and fog shrouds the mountain up to 300 days of the year. As the train starts its slow climb up the mountain, the mean annual temperature is only 2.9 Celsius. It is the easternmost mountain in northern Germany. Traveling east in a straight line, the next prominent elevation would be the Ural mountain range in Russia. The Brocken has always played a role in legends and has been connected to witches and devils. Johann Wolfgang von Goethe took up the legends in his play The Faust. The Brocken spectre is a common phenomenon on this misty mountain, where a climber's shadow casts upon the fog creates an eerie optical effects. As we get to the summit, we will see the tall tower of the East German listening post. The Brocken was extensively used for surveillance and espionage purposes during the Cold War. On the summit are two large and powerful listening stations, which could capture radio traffic in almost all of Western Europe. We have reached the top of the stone-covered Brocken, which the end of our journey. The engine seen here is preparing to join its train for the journey down the mountain to Wernigerode. As we watch the train leaving Driannenholm, the train disappears in a cloud of snow and smoke. I have now come to the end of my journey on this fairy tale railway. I hope you have enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you again on my trip to a steam railway. So, on behalf of the Oakwood veterans, I say farewell to next time.